Welcome to Talking Mopars, episode number 120. This is part 3 of the 4-part replay of the live stream that we had last Friday night during the open house. So, without further ado, if you are a Mopar enthusiast, then you are in the right place. Don't go anywhere. You're tuned in to the best Mopar enthusiast-driven podcast on planet Earth, and I'm your host, Chris Albrecht, better known as the Mopar Hunter, and this is Talking Mopars live.
You're listening to Talking Mopars with the Mopar Hunter, your direct connection to all things Mopar.
Before we get into the juicy meat of this episode, I have to ask you guys a question. Is your Mopar protected? Whether it's sitting outside in the elements or inside the safe confines of your man cave, it's important to keep your Mopar protected. That's why I'm excited to announce that I'm now affiliated with a company offering an amazing solution for vehicle protection. They have everything from basic indoor shields all the way to the top-of-the-line platinum shields, offering the very best protection to keep your vehicle safe both indoors and outdoors from elements like dust, water, snow, and even UV rays. Their products are guaranteed to fit and are backed by a great warranty. To find out more about my new affiliate, please visit TalkingMopars.com, click on the Affiliates tab, and follow the link to their website. If you need protection for your Mopar, don't worry, we got you covered. And then there were two. For anybody that is in the chat, I did post the link. So if you want to jump on, I don't know how much longer I'm going to do this. Usually I try to keep it pretty short. I'm not like Ruben and Brian going for 8-9 hours. Those guys are insane.
You don't want to do the 8 hours?
You know, if the conversation was
numbers, I gotta pump those numbers up.
Yeah, you gotta pump those numbers up. That's hilarious. My hat's off to those guys, and they keep it going, man. I almost want to try to do a marathon someday and just see how long I could go before I had to tap out. That would be kind of fun.
I always get nervous every time you guys go on, or every time you guys would go on. I'm sitting there like the one episode I commented. I'm sitting there at work because I get off at 10:30. Of course, I had to message Monroe today, and I was like, I want to ask him what time, because I'm always afraid to ask because he's on coastal time and I'm on central time. I don't want to feel like an idiot. He was like, oh, don't ever feel like an idiot.
Oh. That's funny.
And it happened again.
David Wayne says, blessings to you. Thanks, man. I'm sure he's talking about my mom. I appreciate that.
Yeah, sorry to hear about that, buddy.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but that's the one guarantee in life, is that we don't make it out of this thing alive.
Nope.
No. It's just it really is too bad. It did hit home, obviously, but it's just one of those things where, like, I was really bummed out and I was like, I really don't feel like podcasting this week. And after I posted the thing about, hey, I'm taking a week off, it really hit me in the gut, because I was like, I know my mom would get pissed off knowing that I did that. I know she'd be like, hey, just shut up and do the podcast, So I decided to do this one, and then tomorrow will be another live. So hopefully I'll be caught back up. And then,
yes.
Yeah, I just, sometimes with tragedies like that, it's like you lose sight of something that gives you that peace, you know what I mean? And this takes my mind off of that, So I do, again, I appreciate everybody who's reached out and sent their condolences to me. Tales from the Junkyard, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Ian?
I don't know if you knew that, but that Joe right there, the whole reason it's going to be the first time I've ever admitted this, and it's going to sound stupid. But the reason I went to college in Ark City, Kansas, was because at the time Street Outlaws was super hot. Of course, me being a Mopar guy, who's my favorite guy, Dominator, that's his hometown, is Ark City, Kansas.
Okay.
And I was like, they have a car cruise there every year. It's called The Last Run. And he shows up there every year. And I was like, maybe I'll get to meet him. And did more research and realized it's a big car town. But that's the reason I went down there, because I just basically threw a dart at a map and I was like, I'm going to go to college there, see if there's a college around there. And gosh,
That's crazy.
But
Actually, I'm trying to get Dominator on this podcast, actually.
he's the coolest dude.
He is super cool.
Oh
Before I had the podcast, I don't know if I've told this story. Before I had the podcast, he reached out to me when I was doing the Mopar Hunter thing, and he was looking for a Hemi for, I think he's got a Coronet, and he reached out to me. He's like, "Hey, this is Joe, also known as Dominator from Street Outlaws," and I was like, "I know who the hell you are, dude."
I
Like,
know
come
who
on,
you
man. I'm like, "What do you need from me?" I'm like, "I don't know if I can help you," but he was looking for a Hemi, and unfortunately, I really couldn't help him. I was like, are you looking for, an original one? Because you're looking at 25-30 grand on eBay. It's probably your best bet.
At least he's got a Hemi in his car now. That's a plus.
The Dart, yeah. I got to see it in action at the last Muscle Cars at the Strip. It was a lot of fun. I remember being there. It was super late. Everybody had started to leave, and I think Johnny Mopar had left, and I was just up in the stands, and here comes Dominator, and I was like, I think I have a video. If you go back on some of my videos, you can see the live that I recorded from the bleachers when he went up there and did a run. But he's supposed to be, I think he's going to be back again at Matt's. So if you don't quote me on this, I don't know for a fact yet, but I'm pretty sure Dominator is going to be at Muscle Cars at the Strip. If you want to see his car in action in person, it was pretty cool. Ian says, "Damn, sorry, man. I recently lost my dad, who got me into Mopars, and understand all too well." Yeah, man, it's tough. I'm sorry about your loss, dude. Braden, what's up? Sean says, "Chris, have you ever been to Minnesota?" No, I have not.
Yeah, I know you were talking on one of the last podcasts. You were talking about leaving the West Coast and going somewhere south or whatever. And
Texas.
Midwest is where it's at.
I have to go south. I need a place where the automotive events are going around almost year round. I need that, and I need to be central. And I like Texas. I like Texas a lot.
Texas is a good place. Texas is definitely a good place.
From what I've experienced and from the people I know, and I look at a lot of the metrics on the podcast, and I have my largest numbers come from Texas. So apparently people in Texas like the show. So that's cool.
This is the one good thing, when I came across it, when I came across your show, I was kind of looking at the following. It's like, man, it's not a very big following. But then I realized, I was like, there's not a lot of Mopar people that's really just doing something like this. And then I started listening, and I was like, this has got to grow. This is
appreciate that
right here.
Yeah, it's I've thought about it before, because I am a car guy. I could talk about other cars, and actually, I am developing a podcast for somebody else that I may be hosting, and it's going to be about all cars. So I don't, that's kind of in the development stages right now. This is talking Mopars isn't going anywhere, but I'm always looking to, other opportunities. So I always thought if I had just started a podcast about cars in general, how much bigger it could potentially be. But I like talking about Mopars most. So
I feel like I ruined this one with my little Hellcat back there.
No, it's all good, man. I would have booted your ass if that was the case. I'm kidding. Tales from the Junkyard. Chris, if you haven't seen my video yet, we had to let go of my dad's sweet 74 Satellite that we rest on. I have not seen that. I will check that out. Like I tell all my YouTube friends, I am horrible about watching all my friends' videos, and I need to just sit down for like 24 hours and just go through everybody's stuff, because I feel bad. I'll catch one every now and again, or I'll listen to them when I'm doing something else. But there's a lot of good content out there on YouTube.
The one guy I just found out about, there's two guys on YouTube. They're engine builders. The one I seen was a Terry Brighton, and another one, I can't remember the channel name, but the guy, it's like Renee's Country Auto or whatever, and he builds Mopar motors, and oh my gosh, they are good. I mean, they're good quality videos, and I watch them all the time. I tried messaging Derek from Vice Grip, because see if he's got any plans for that Dart that he did That little like
Oh, yeah.
64 dart. I want that thing. That thing's awesome.
Tales from the Junkyard, the No Name National sounds like it's going to be awesome. Yes, it does. I'm going to do my best to promote the event. I would like to see a lot of the listeners of my show up. Like I said earlier, I really like this crossover between Facebook and YouTube. This is going to be a lot of fun for me. I'm really excited to kind of bring both of these communities together. Because it seems like it's like there's people like me that are like on Facebook, and then there's people that are on YouTube that don't have Facebook following. So it's like I'm the opposite. So now I'm trying to, if you're listening to this or you're watching this on Facebook or you're just listening to the podcast, definitely go check out some of my friends on YouTube. They got some good stuff going on. Jeff, what's up, buddy? I don't know if you're still here, but if you are, what's up? Tales from the Junkyard. He's going to try to be at the No Name Nationals. I hope you can make it. It sounds like he's not sure if he's going to make it or not. Scott, my buddy from east of the mountains, what's up, buddy? Bad Tree Blake, what's up? Jay, what's up? These guys are probably all gone. Alex says he missed me. Thank you, dude. I missed being here. That's for sure. Sean says, what wheels should I buy for my 78 Volare Roadrunner? Keystones, Magnum 500s? That's tough. I'm such a Krager guy. But, Keystones on the right car. See, like Keystones are the wheel that I see on some, and I'm like, oh, that'd look way better with Kragers.
Yeah.
I'm always going to be the Krager guy.
Kragers for me. I don't know why.
Yeah. Every time
they've commented on some stuff of mine that I've posted before, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna stick with you guys. You guys got it. Like, it's such a hard wheel to beat. How do you beat a Krager?
They're just so timeless. And you know what? I know people are like, oh, they're played out. Okay, you're gonna find me a set of wheels that nobody else has. I'm gonna pick the ones that I think look best. And I'm a Krager guy. That's all there is to it. Now Keystones are great wheels. Magnum 500s, great wheels. I love the Chrysler Rallies. I love the Steels or the Steelies with the poverty caps. I'm pretty eclectic when it comes to wheels, but Kragers will always have a special place in my heart. In fact,
the Volare with the black Steels and the center caps, that's a good
cool.
look.
Yeah,
that's a good look. Cool. You look on Google. I look on Google all the time. And those Volares just with the black wheels, and you put BFGs on it, and it's a good look. Maybe get
a set of widened Steelies in the back, or do staggered for sure. Those Volares look great when they're staggered. I've seen them like kind of that street, nice little rake. I think they look really good.
I could have had one back in like 2006, 16, and 15 or 16. For like $1,500, but I was like, oh, I don't know anything on it.
Truthfully, there was a period of time. I remember back when I was 19, I was working for this construction company, and we did all sorts of stuff. It was a general contractor, and we were doing this drainage project. And in the backyard, there was a Volare Roadrunner, and I didn't like. I regret it to this day, and I wish I could remember where it was. It was, if I remember right, it was black with like orange graphics, and it was just sitting in the backyard, completely stock.
Or was that the Aspen RT?
I think it was a Roadrunner, because I remember. Yeah, because at the time I didn't know very much about Volares, and I looked at it and I was like, that ain't no fucking Roadrunner. And this was a long time ago. And after I left, I was like, that was kind of cool, because if I remember right, I thought it had T-top. It might have. It had to have been a Roadrunner, because I remember going, that ain't a Roadrunner. But I tried to remember where that car was. I can't.
Like the orange ones, it's the Volare body it's got the Roadrunner graphics on it and whatnot. I know somebody that's got one, but
there was one for sale at a little, I call it an estate sale, but it was pretty. It was pretty private, and it had a giant dent in the side of it, but it was pretty complete. And I wish I wish I had taken that car a little bit more seriously. The lady wanted $1,200. I think she would have taken 800 or 900. But
that's the one thing that I'm noticing, and like I'm on Marketplace every day. Just look, even though I don't have money for anything, I still look, and I see some of these, and obviously most people are like arm and a leg for stuff that's not an arm and a leg for. But some of them, you really look, and there's a lot of them. If I just would have had, like $1,000 just to blow, like, and every time you look, it's like, oh, it's not worth it. That's too much work. And then when you get them and you realize nobody else has got something like this or not anywhere near me, it's like, there's so many times I could have pulled the trigger and I should have. I every time almost.
It's funny. Every year I tell myself I need to save up a few grand and just have it just for when I run across these cars. And I always end up spending the money, or I go, I don't have room for it. So there's no point in having the cash. I might as well spend it on stuff I have. You know what I mean?
I don't even know what a savings account is anymore.
I need to go to Texas. Damn it. I need to be in Texas and get some property. That's what I need to do. I think it's on the way. Ian says, I wonder if the pink AAR Pro Street car from Poplar Bluff will make an appearance at Sykeston. I don't know. I hope everybody shows up. I hope there's so many people that we can't fit them all. I'm talking about the wheels. Back to Sean.
Mags, yes.
Back to Sean's question about the wheels for his Roadrunner, his Volare. Definitely slotted mags. You can't
love slotted mags.
God, they're so cool. There's so many. You know what? I want multiple sets of wheels, but every time I look at the Mr. Norm truck, it always pisses me off because I always wanted to just put Krager's on it. And I like the wheels that are on it. I got the Torque Thrust D's on it, but I'm a Krager guy, so every time I see them, I'm like, God, I was supposed to have Krager's, but they were back ordered. I wonder if they're off a back order now. I'm not sure.
I was looking at my Summit book the other day, my Summit catalog, and I was just looking at the wheels they had in them, and it's like, there's so many options right now that would look good on this or that or this or that. It's like, gosh. And on your truck, it don't matter what it is. There's a lot of wheels you can pull off on that thing. It's going to look sick.
No, absolutely. Jimmy Shine says, any of y'all in here on 4A bodies only? I'm a lurker on 4A bodies only when I need to see something like I'll look up mini tub dart or something like that, and 4A bodies only is always my go-to. Going back to the conversation we were having with John earlier about trolls, yeah, I'm a little bit jealous of Uncle Tony's troll.
Did you see the deal when Freiberger and not Finnegan, but Freiberger and Dulcich did that whole deal on Uncle Tony? Did you see that?
I saw a little bit of it. Yeah,
I don't know what to think about that.
I thought it was. My friends and I, some of us thought it might have been contrived, but I don't know. I think there may be a little disdain there.
Yeah.
I have no loyalties to any of those guys.
They all have sweet stuff, and they're all smarter than crap.
I enjoy their content, and I can't. I'm not the guy to pick sides. I hate it when I see that. You get the teams, and they're like, oh, Uncle Tony sucks or Freiberger sucks. You know what I mean? I have my opinions on all of them. I don't think any of them are necessarily bad guys. I enjoy their content. I would like to meet them all. And that's when you really know who somebody is, when you shake their hand, you talk to them in person. On TV, it's one thing. We were talking about that earlier when I was saying, I like authenticity, and if I meet you in person, I can usually tell if you're full of shit, like if you're not the person that I was watching on YouTube. You know what I mean? And I've heard some things about some of the guys, maybe not the ones we were talking about specifically, but people, of more name recognition, I guess you could say, that are dicks in real life, and that's super disappointing. So
it spoils it for everything.
Yeah, it definitely does. Blake says, just say you want to lower your truck, you'll catch a troll. Yeah, I've caught plenty of trolls. I mean, I have caught trolls, but I don't think I've ever got one that's like super dedicated. Joe says, glad to see you on YouTube, Chris. Yeah, I'm trying, man. I'm so far behind. This is episode number 118 of the podcast, and I think I have episode 120 or 24 on YouTube. So I've got a lot of uploading to do, but every time I upload, I get a copyright claim on my music that I own a license to. So it's really pissing me off. But I fight it every day, and everybody tells me about this YouTube algorithm. I'm really fighting it right now because with the podcast, it's unless it's something like this, just posting the audio with like a static picture and then a waveform isn't enough for YouTube. I can already say that. So I'm hoping that the old episodes will just get people, to listen to a couple of those and hopefully become listeners to the show. But this is the kind of stuff that I'd like to keep doing on YouTube and Facebook simultaneously.
Yeah.
Rapid transit, A bodies are climbing quickly. Yeah, man, it's insane. I can't believe how crazy they're getting. I enjoy it. I'm happy for everybody with an A body. I'm sad for me because I got rid of my A body and now I want another one again. It's just one of those things. John Wilburn commenting on the no burnouts in the rental car. Yeah. Some people, I know that some people, it's funny because in their description of the car, they're like, oh, X amount of horsepower, badass muscle car, blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, no burnouts, no speeding, shit like that. It's like, get out of here.
It's almost like all those U-Haul videos that you see on the internet. All these guys renting U-Hauls or U-Haul Chevy trucks for like $20 and they're just doing donuts in the middle of an intersection.
I do have a very good protection plan every time I rent one of those cars because you never know what's going to happen if you don't read the fine print. Like, any damage you're responsible for if you opt out. But I always, at minimum, I get the best protection that you can because then it's no money out of your pocket. And it's like if something bad happens to you, it's like, oops, sorry. But that's a headache I don't want. You know what I mean? Yeah, talking again about the No Name Nationals. God, I can't explain how excited I am for that event, and I hope there's people that watch this and then watch tomorrow's show and watch everybody on YouTube's content that's actually going to be going to the No Name Nationals and gets motivated and hopefully inspired to start their own channel. That'd be cool.
That's something I've always, that was always a goal because I always wanted. Even if it's just my red car and not a bunch of project cars, but just doing a bunch of random stuff, I just never had the know-how. And I kind of fell into that little trap. It's like everybody else is doing it to where like, they're going to get, the views and I'm just going to be one of the little guys. And so I just started focusing on, I was like, well, I'll just make my own brand for like just t-shirts or apparels or hat or something like that. And it's like, what am I doing? Whether it's just a El Cheapo camera or something like that. Like I need to actually take the initiative and do it. You see a lot of guys, they just do it while they're driving down the road.
Oh, dude, and I do videos like that. You know what I mean?
I got an hour, 10-minute drive to and from work every single day. It's like, I got plenty of time to do it.
Yeah.
I just need to take the initiative to do it.
You know what your first video should be? It should just be you in or around the Challenger, just telling the story. Put that on YouTube with the right amount of keywords. Everybody likes a good Mopar story. At least I do.
And not the Hellcat in the background.
And the Hellcat in the background. No, make him part of the show. That's Hellcat. He never shuts up.
my fiance's mom, she was just like, well, we'll just keep it in the basement and you guys can be the primary take care of it. And Marissa's like, Mom, this is your cat, not our cat, your cat. She's just like, we can't have it on the main floor with all the dogs. And it's like, we'll take care of it. So I named it. And it's like, what did I get myself into? You give any animal a name, it's the safest animal in the world.
Yeah.
So, gosh.
Mike Coffee made an appearance. What's up, dude? I don't know if you're still around, but if you are, what's up? Hopefully see you in Vegas in March. Ian says, let's be honest, 32-gallon fuel tank sounds great, to be honest.
It's so funny because that came out of my race car, too.
That's funny. What's the deal with your race car? What was that all about? So
it was after Dad died in 2014. 2014, after he died, I went back racing go-karts, dirt track go-karts, raced those for a while, and then I traded my go-kart and everything I owned with it for an IMCA hobby stock. Now, it was a 79 Monte Carlo body.
Okay.
I had my engine builder that built my dad's, my motor in the red car. His son, he built my motor for my hobby stock. They're wicked motor builders. They're really good for just a small town father-son. Done it for years. He's very talented. And he built my hobby stock motor, and I went racing for that. I only raced 3 races in 2015. And there's some funny videos on YouTube, me racing that thing. I'll have to send you sometime down the road. I finished in reverse in one of them with no right side of my car on.
See, this is the kind of shit that you talk about on YouTube. You know what I mean? Come on, man.
There's a bunch of stories, but I got rid of that, and then I bought a 90 Mustang LX convertible.
Okay. Get out. This is Talking Mopars. Get out. No, I'm kidding.
Just to drive, and
okay.
I bought it. The only reason I bought it is because it had slicks on it and skinnies on the front. And it was a salvage title, and it had a really healthy 5.0 with MagnaFlow all the way back. And I traded the skinnies, and it had center lines on it with skinnies and slicks, and I traded those for a set of like the cheap Weld Pro Stars. I can't remember. Okay,
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
What brand they were, but the El Cheapo ones with Pirelli P4 tires on it. Drove that for a while, and then that's when I decided, I was like, I need to do something for the red car. And then 2016 is when I got the red car done. It only took me, I think, like 3.5, 4 months. And what I spent maybe $4,000 total. And then the wheels and tires, they were gifted to me, thanks to my dad's best friend. And of course, none of it would have been possible if it wasn't for who I call Pop, Dave, who owns the shop. He's my father figure now, and he's always done a world of good for me on that car. And but yeah, there's a lot of stories I could tell you. Like I said, God made me honest, not very bright.
Hey, that's perfect. That is a perfect slogan for your new YouTube channel. I love it. Yeah, that's great. You sell some shirts and shit. Ian's right. We do need to see pictures of your tough wheel.
Yeah, I got them. I think you've seen a couple of them. I think maybe I haven't sent them to you.
I think I would have remembered the tough wheel with the zebra tape.
Yeah, it's still. I covered my fiance. God bless her. I love her to death, but she was just like, "Get that damn steering wheel off now." She's like, "I'm not riding in it with that on." I'm like, well, I'm keeping the steering wheel because I want to get it redone or remade because it's the original tough wheel, and those things are awesome. And I just bought one from O'Reilly's or whatever now just to put on it. So
Ian says gear vendors, new wiring, good brakes, and it's a driver. Talking about your Challenger.
Yeah,
Nico,
all of it.
Nico says, damn, I wasn't on soon enough. Nico, you're more than welcome anytime I go live. If you see, definitely jump on the show. Nico deals with cars a lot. He's a buyer, seller. It's always interesting to see what he comes up with. Joe, are the wet girls still around? I knew as soon as you're telling the story and I see that shit pop up and I'm like, oh God, no. And like, I'm trying to like engage with your story and I'm seeing this just bomb happening in the comments. I'm like,
there's
God,
a cat
no.
in the background meowing.
That was pretty funny. Ian says wet girls love 70 Challenger RTs. That is accurate.
It is.
360 Valiant, building a 360 for my 69 Valiant as we speak. That's awesome. Great
That's
engine
another
for
one I want is a Valiant.
Awesome car. Valiants are cool. Joe says, great story talking about your dad's Challenger. Ian says, farmers are the Mopar secret. I swear they are.
They are. They are.
And
that is a very true proven fact.
It's like they had a bunch of money back in the day and they just bought all these badass cars that were around locally and they just stored them because they had places to put them. And then
it's funny too. And it's really not just the Mopars either. it's kind of cool. My fiance, her dad has a set, is it 70 or 71 International 1210 pickup.
Sweet.
Dude, original, and it was his dad's pickup, you know, and all the farmers back then, they bought those International trucks just for farm trucks, so they're all beat to crap, and this thing's nice, and it sounds awesome. It's got a 345 International in it. It's sweet.
That's cool. But yeah, I always every time I hear stories about farmers with a collection of Mopars, I know that someday there will be an estate auction. I just need to be ready, because I've already watched a couple of them that I've missed out on because I didn't have the money, and I just watch these auctions and I see what some of these cars go for.
Did you watch the one here in Iowa? Was it last year or 2 years ago? There was a guy in Iowa. He had one, and it wasn't just Mopars. There was a bunch of stuff, but he had a ton.
No shit.
Ton of cars.
Ruben, what's up, buddy?
What's up, man?
Not a whole lot, just hanging out.
Yeah, I was watching the live stream, and I was like, oh, I wonder if this is one of those ones where you can pop in. You know how those guys do that?
Oh, yeah.
We can pop in and
Glad
stuff.
there's not a cat purring right now.
Absolutely. Hey, man, did you make it out to the track tonight?
Yeah, I did. Roadrunner didn't make it out,
Yeah.
but I went out anyway and watched the Fox Body Mustang sideswipe a brand new F-250.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, man. What
Yeah.
happened?
Pretty exciting. It was just super cold outside, and the track was just like ice. And the Fox Body Mustang.
Was it that, or was that just a Mustang thing?
A lot of the cars were doing it all night, man. I mean,
Wow.
these cars. I mean, it was like cars were losing their shit because at the track at Wild Horse, they prepped the track only 100 feet out.
Oh, shit.
So after that, you know, you've got cars that are basically doing, you know, their wheels are spinning, and then they hit that no prepped part of it, and they just go sideways.
And then game on.
This Mustang,
Wow.
this Mustang just went sideways into the car next to him.
Oh,
It was pretty wild. Yeah.
It don't
That's
matter.
nice.
It don't matter what car it is. I never like seeing one eat the wall or anything like that.
no,
Yeah,
man.
we were making Mustang jokes all night, but it was
I would have been too.
it sucked because the Mustang was like a 9-second car, and
shit.
it had a parachute on the back, it had a roll cage, and it wrecked into a brand new F-250, like just right off the lot. It still had the dealer license plate, the paper
God.
one that you get. You know,
Yeah.
the paper one, and
Oh,
all the
man.
airbags went off inside the truck.
Oh, no.
So the truck's just fucked, you know.
Oh
And he's
man.
just like, this sucks, man. That sucks, dude. So it
Yeah, that's a shitty Friday night, that's for sure. Damn.
yeah, and the guy went with Will. He was like, damn, dude. He goes, screw Friday the 13th, man. He goes, what's up with Friday the 14th? He goes, this is some
Yeah,
crazy shit.
Oh, you know, hey, Ruben, we had John on earlier to talk about the No Name Nationals, and we're gonna have another live with him tomorrow to get more
okay.
into it. Are you gonna make it to Sykeston, the Roadrunner and everything?
I just heard about the new date, dude. So I'm not sure anymore, dude.
I don't even know the date yet.
Yeah,
It was the 26th. Sounds like it's getting pushed out a couple weeks.
What month?
He said it was in August. So if it's late August, that puts it into September. The only issue with that, now that I think about it, is shit. I have Holly's Mo Party, which I'm committed to as well. So I hope it doesn't fall on the same day. That's gonna screw everything up. I need to talk to John about that.
I need to figure out when the Knoxville Nationals are too.
Because I can do 2 weekends. It's going to cost me a lot of money, but I could probably
only money.
swing
They
that.
make more of it.
Yeah. If people wanted to buy some Talking Mopars swag, go to talkingmopars.com. It all
There you
goes to
go.
a good
There's your
cause.
plug. Oh, I gotta help this little guy out.
All right.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm not usually used to doing this on my phone, so I hit the button. I was trying
No
to pull
worries,
up chat. Oh, there it is, chat.
That cat, man, all night.
Yeah, so I've been having a pretty bad day today. So
I saw some of that, man.
yeah. So when I went to the track, I decided to wear my Johnny Mopar shirt.
Johnny Mopar, yeah.
Yeah, it's like my blankie. So Johnny.
Yeah, that was tough. I was out working and I was like tired of the radio and I was listening to a podcast and stuff and I was like, I wonder if anybody's on YouTube that I can listen to. And I saw that you were live and I was like, oh shit. So I jumped on there and it was just Mr. Hyde just sitting up and I was like listening to the music and shit and I was like, is Ruben even there? I was like, what's happening? Is that Ruben in the background singing? What's going on here? And then you showed back up and I was asking guys, I was like, what did I miss? And they're like, oh, you need to go back, man. Watch the video. And I'm looking and I'm like, fucking Ruben the psycho going 6 hours live.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, I was gonna do like, you know, and it's just all, you know, when you do the YouTube thing, man, you're always just trying to come up with something fun to do.
Sure. Yeah.
So, and I really like the lives like you do. So I was trying to do a live of us putting the transmission in the morning, and then resume the live at night, attach my phone to the dash of the Roadrunner, and send it down the track live. You know, and I thought that'd be cool. That'd be cool for people to watch. Is watch a dude install a transmission in the morning, and watch that same car go down the track live. You know, I think that's pretty freaking cool. So, but things didn't turn out the way I wanted to with the transmission. That's a whole nother story. I mean, the thing is, man, is, you know, I'm always in a hurry with this shit, you know, and, you know, it doesn't go as planned when you're in a hurry. You make little tiny mistakes that snowball and you just can't get back. You can't backtrack from it. So anyway,
you live in,
that's
you
one
live
thing
and you learn.
that's one thing to regret is being in a hurry and half-assing a lot of stuff that I did on the red car that I have to go back through and redo.
Every time I fucking hurry, something bad happens. I've noticed with my shit. It's just one of those things. But you made a great point on your live about, hey, don't be doing this shit right before Sykeston. You know, it's that last minute shit that it either goes really well and everybody's like, holy shit, he did it, or it goes south real quick. And you know, you never want to be on the losing end.
Yeah, you bring up a good point, man, because I was so disgusted when I ended that live today. I was so disappointed in myself. I was so embarrassed, you know, and because it could have went two ways. It could have went where I looked like a badass and just installed the transmission and then sent a car down the track that same night, but it went the other direction to where, you know, I asked myself, why am I putting this on the internet for people? Like, people must think I'm an idiot. You know what I'm saying? But I'm hoping that somebody can learn from it, you know, because nothing's perfect. And I did say that in my live. Like, this is somebody in their garage. This isn't TV. And
exactly.
The thing about these lives is, like, these live wrenching sessions I do is, dude, it's like jumping out of an airplane, skydiving. Like, this is all or nothing. You can't edit this. There's no going back. If I screw this up, everybody on the internet's going to see this right now. And that's, you know, that's putting yourself out there.
It is.
But it sucks when shit like that happens today because, you know, I've been through this before, man. And I'm like, dude, I hope people aren't thinking I'm a moron, you know,
dude.
I'm like, you know,
I love the authenticity of it. That's what I love the most.
No, I appreciate it, dude.
It's not like you know, on TV where you see the fabricated drama bullshit. It's real life. This is Ruben is a real guy in his garage. No production company. You know, real shit.
Dude.
That's what people want to see, and that's what I like to see.
You're doing something more than most other people are doing too. Most everybody else ain't.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Like Johnny says, you're ballsy.
Oh, dude, like I'm just as good as the next guy, dude. I can go in my garage and make a talking head video, and I do that and put some cool music behind it, and it's all edited bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can edit out all the part. Like, if I had just been making a video today, I could have edited the shit out of that video, and you guys would have nobody would have ever thought.
Yeah.
You know, the craziness that went down. Chris, I don't know if you saw the part, dude, but somebody in the chat recommended we go to a transmission shop to see if they can get the torque converter to seat in.
No, I got there too late.
So
I didn't
check
see
this
anything.
out. I remembered that you can do this with StreamYards. So my laptop was in the garage.
Yeah.
I invited myself into my own stream, and I took my phone. I took the stream and 17 people with me to a transmission shop live, dude.
That's so awesome.
Is that
Yeah.
this is the power of this shit right here, dude.
Oh, yeah.
It was like going on a live adventure. You know, and I built that transmission myself. Like, you know, that shirt or those stickers that say stand back. I built this shit myself. Like, literally, like stand back. I built this shit myself. I've never built anything in my life, but there was one little problem that was wrong with the transmission, and it snowballed. You know, but anyway, you know, Roadrunner it'll be on the road. So
It's
That's one
anyway,
thing.
man, I
I'm
just
too
wanna say
scared to touch
congratulations.
transmission.
what's that, Ruben?
Oh, I just wanted to say congratulations on all this YouTube stuff you've been doing, man.
Thanks for encouraging me. You, Brian, a couple others were encouraging me to do it. And I finally just said, you know what? What's the worst? I have a whole back catalog of podcasts I can upload and then start doing other stuff on here. So, plus, you know what really pushed me to do it was going on your guys' lives and seeing this community in the comment section. Like, I'm looking at the numbers from YouTube right now have trumped Facebook all night, and my numbers aren't anything what yours are on YouTube.
Dude,
But
you'll do that in 6 months, dude.
I just like seeing the community. I was telling John earlier, there's something about this YouTube community that I got into late, but thankfully I know guys like you that have a great following, and then you know, you surround yourself with a bunch of cool people, and it's like I haven't seen any trolls, but I have a great time just hanging out in the chat sometimes. That's why I jumped on your live, because I knew that, you know, if I was hoping I could just listen in, but when I found out that no one was there, I was like, oh well, I guess I'm just hanging out to see what happens. And then I was curious. I was like, okay, where the hell's Ruben? Why is the road, you know? So it was definitely interesting.
Yeah, but you know, there's a lot of stuff that I want to do live, and
Yeah.
right. And
What's up?
yeah, dude, the live things are cool, man. But yeah, I've been listening to your podcast, you know, when I'm at work and driving around and stuff. And I noticed earlier you said that, you know, you didn't have any video on your podcast. I don't think that really matters, dude, because I don't think YouTube, I think the algorithm, it can't really, I think it's just listening. So I think
Really?
in your podcast, I think you're saying all the right keywords. You know, it's just being consistent with it, you know. As long as you're consistent, you know that. I don't have to tell you that.
I just with YouTube right now, I'm like, I wish I could upload everything at once just to get it on there.
Yeah.
Because I feel like people are like, oh, he's only on episode 4. That's why in the description I have to say, hey, this was recorded, you know, in 2019 or 2020. I hope people are seeing that, because you know, this is episode 118. So I'm like, you know, I've got a lot of catching up to do. So I'm going to be posting to YouTube for quite probably a few months, just every day, 1, 2, 3. Some days I was posting like 5, but
Dude, you'll probably trigger the algorithm like that.
Yeah.
You know, you'll probably trigger it just from uploading so much.
Yeah.
You'll probably trigger it.
it's definitely interesting. But podcasts are one of those things where like you either enjoy them or you don't. You're more of a visual person where you want to watch people working on cars, or, you know, will it run videos, that kind of stuff. So I understand that aspect, but everybody that I've talked to, that I agree with them 100%. If you have the content, why not put it on YouTube? What's the worst that could happen? Gain a couple, you know, listeners.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong
The
with
two
that.
good
Oh,
things, the one good thing with the podcast, at least for me, like, you know, because I always listen to it on my speaker at work, but then driving home, I mean, everything else. So if I'm sitting down or I'm not at work, I'm on YouTube.
Yeah.
So YouTube, you're gonna kill it on this. Like it's gonna work.
We'll see. I like I said, I really like the community. I love the Facebook community too, but it's different on YouTube for some reason. Because it's like everybody, like I know that the guys in there have their own content, so I can go subscribe to them, check out their stuff. It's just on Facebook, it's like everybody's got their profile, so it's like I feel weird on Facebook because I feel like I'm standing on a soapbox, you know. And
Yep.
on YouTube, it's like, oh no, I'm here with a bunch of other content creators.
Well, yeah, I think we kind of with our little group, we kind of did that. We kind of pulled a bunch of content creators together.
Yeah.
Even some of them that weren't normally, like Jed. Jed usually didn't hang out much with other people, but we pulled him in but I think a lot of that on YouTube too is so people kind of get to know you personally. Where Facebook, I don't know, Facebook seems kind of distant like that because people are just constantly just scrolling through,
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I
you could
definitely see
also
that.
pick up a lot better. I've got 200 followers on Facebook a lot faster than I've got the 200 on YouTube. And I think a lot of that is just because people are scrolling through and, oh, there's something, I'll follow that.
It's easy to like. It's easy to like stuff. For some reason, it's easy to like something, but people are always a little bit more hesitant to subscribe to something.
Yeah.
I wish that it wasn't. I wish it wasn't the word subscribe. I wish it was just straight
I wish
follow.
it was follow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Subscribe just sounds like money, and people just like, I don't know. Even though we all know it's free, unless you want to get like the special YouTube shit.
No,
but
I'll never do that. I'll never put. I don't care how big. If my channel blew up, I would never put my stuff behind a paywall.
see, now I did, and it was a mistake on one hand because I just wasn't prepared for it. I had a really busy year last year and I just didn't have a good plan. I'm finally caught up. I didn't want it to be where people that would normally listen to the podcast would feel like they're getting gypped because they're like, oh, he's got all this extra shit. I really wanted it to be, hey, if you want to support me in the podcast, it's obviously helping me out a lot, but I'll also give you something in return. So it's completely optional. I didn't want it to be like, if you want any of my stuff, you have to go over here. I didn't agree with that at all.
Yeah. Look at Redneck Me. Don't have my Christmas tree down yet. I've been too busy working on that car to do anything.
Yeah,
Dude,
Brian's been killing it.
I wanted to say something about that, dude. You're calling people out.
Yeah.
Building a car from the ground up.
I'm actually, fingers crossed, there's a bigger call out in the works, but we can't say anything about it.
Okay.
There's a pretty bit, if it all comes through, it's a big call out.
So you're building this car from the ground up.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I pulled the old rear end out of the shell. It is actually a shell now.
Wow.
That was the last video I did, and I'm welding the floors.
I didn't know where the event was going to take place, but I had seen some of your videos that said Road to Sykeston, and I was like, what is going on here? And then I was like, oh shit, he's building a car from the ground up for the event. Hey, I'm glad you have the camera where it's at because I don't want to see the ginormous balls you must have. That's nuts, dude. I hope you make it. If there's anything I can do to help you.
I've always wanted to do this. I've always wanted an event like this to come up to really put a fire under my ass. And
yeah, no, I'm excited for you, dude. That sounds really cool.
If I don't get the car done, I'll have to totally disappear from YouTube, and you guys will never see me again. But...
Oh no, you have no choice. You have to get it done.
Oh, yeah, it's getting done.
We will burn you at the stake.
I still have to convince her. She don't even know about it yet. I just found out about it today, and it's like, hey, honey, can we go to this? It's 5 hours away.
Just say, hey, I heard Sykeston's a really cool vacation destination. It's pretty cheap.
Her dad is funny. I was talking to her dad. Her dad's got pulling tractors. Her and her brother, they do, her dad and her brother, they do pulling tractors. And he was like, I took my International down there a couple of years ago and pulled with it. He was like, yeah, I think there's a drag strip down there. I was like, see, he's game.
It's kind of in the middle of nowhere, but there's like 4 or 5 hotels like 5 miles away from the track. And there's now one thing I do, I've been trying to tell everybody, there's a restaurant down there that's like famous in the area. It's called Lambert's, and it's home of the throwed roll. So like the rolls that they have there are
they
really good. And they throw them at you. Yep. All you do is hold your hand up, and they'll throw a roll. And if you don't catch it, just let it go because they're going to throw another one.
If I
Yeah,
can't
they've got one
if
of
I
those
can't
brands.
participate, I gotta get out to that event just to be there, whether
Yeah,
I
you need
fly
to.
out or something. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm trying to get either Blake and Mike from DIY Hemi, or Chris and Matt from the Matt from Monroe podcast to go to, and then of course Johnny Mopar. I want everybody.
I'd love to see Johnny out there, but I don't know if he's gonna. That's a long haul,
Dude,
I mean,
I wish I had some more money flowing in, because I really just want to be like, dude, no excuses. I'm buying your ticket. So you're gonna not
Yeah.
take my offer for a ticket or what? You know?
yeah, but somebody like
Chris, what
Johnny
kind of ticket you
Mopar,
talking about? Like airplane ticket?
Yeah.
somebody like Johnny Mopar, I don't know if he could go to an event like that again, like he did duct tape last year, and not
And not
have
run.
a car there. That's
Hey.
the hard part.
If that's what it takes to light a fire under his ass again, you know.
I'd call him out his duster too if he'd come out.
Oh shit.
Ooh, boy.
Right here, episode 118 of Talking Mopars, Brian calls out Johnny. a little A body on A body crime. I like it.
Yeah, I was smart. I'm putting a small block in mine. They fit better.
Now, Ruben, if I mean, God willing, your Roadrunner makes it out to Sykeston, but if for whatever reason you can't get the car out there, are you still planning on going and just spectating the event or what?
No, I'll never
Whatever.
spectate event in my life. I'm either in the event or I'll wave to it from the other side of the world. But
Okay.
yeah, man, if my Roadrunner's not going to Sykes, then I'm not going. If my Roadrunner's not
Okay.
going to duct tape, I'm not going.
Well,
Yeah, right.
the only one
He's
I
got
would
about the same attitude I do.
the only one I wouldn't bring a car to is Mo Party, because there's just so much going on there. Chris can tell you that. It's hard going out there as a content creator and concentrating on filming.
Well, you want to know something crazy? So I had this big plan to surprise everybody and get the Mr. Norm truck out there for this year's Mo Party, and I couldn't get enough time off work to drive it out there. So I was like, oh, I'll just ship it out there and then ship it back. The amount of money it costs to ship, I was expecting like $2,500. I'd be willing to spend about $1,200 each way. I figured that'd be reasonable, but then I start thinking about fuel and stuff. I'm like, it's probably going to be more. They want like, I think the lowest quote I got was like $1,900 one way. And then everything else was like $2,500. I was like, I need it round trip. That's $5,000. You're out of your mind. And then one shady hauler was like, I'd do it for $1,600. And I'm like, is that one way? And they're like, no, round
Johnny,
trip. I was like,
come on.
fuck no.
Come on, Johnny. You're sure saying a lot for somebody who ain't even going to be at the event.
Oh, is Johnny in chat? I don't even know how to get to chat.
Oh
Okay.
shit.
All right.
Yeah, this chat grew.
Jed's in here. You guys aren't watching chat.
Hey,
I
Jed,
probably know,
what's up?
hey, I'm not. Yeah, how come I didn't get an invite? Jed didn't know he was live either. Nobody knew this was happening.
There's
John,
there's a
what's up?
link in the
Great.
chat. There's a link in the chat for anybody that wants to jump on.
I think you gotta scroll all the way up for it.
Yeah, holy shit. I've been like halfway up this chat.
Yeah, you may want to throw another link up.
I will right now.
That's what we got to do every once in a while. So a link
Yeah.
up if somebody wants to jump in.
Johnny's
All
gonna
right.
be pissed.
The link is posted.
I was just playing video games with Jed. Honestly, that's what we was doing.
I wonder what Johnny's gonna say to that call out.
He said, "Don't make me smoke your ass." Oh
Dude, it would
shit!
Be, it would
You
be
can't
epic.
now, Johnny. You can't talk shit if you're not going to the event, because I'll show up. I'll be there and it'll be like, huh? I guess I beat Johnny because he's not here.
I'm glad. Hey, are those is that troll or that bot, that porn bot still on there? I don't see it. Thank God.
What's that? I need to. What was the link? What was the link? Oh, sorry.
Shout out to Loveface XYZ. Wet girls are here. What the fuck, dude? Come on. My first time going live on YouTube and I get trolled that hard by a bot, nonetheless. It's not even a real person.
Yeah, dude.
That's fucked up.
That was hilarious.
I hope that stuff never happens on my live because I'd be like, oh, we're postponing the live for a minute, guys. We're going black.
Let me share my screen. Actually, I want you guys to join in.
No, that'd be creepy. Come on.
Joe, I saw this comment earlier and I wanted to talk about it because I actually heard you on Ruben's podcast or his live stream saying that. I couldn't believe it. I was like, holy shit, somebody actually that's amazing to me. I guess that makes me an influencer.
Yeah. Joe was on the live stream.
Yeah, that's badass.
I don't think Brian was there. I think Brian and Jed had taken off for the day, but Joe went live in the live stream and was showing off his charter.
I saw that.
He had mentioned that he got into Mopars because of Chris from Talking Mopars. So he has a pretty badass charter, man. So if you
heard that,
need that to somebody, this guy doesn't have a run of the mill like just Mopar. He has a badass six charter.
You don't see those. You don't see the 66 or 7. You know those. That's awesome.
He made me feel pretty good. I was like, did he really just say that? Holy shit! And I'm looking at his car and I'm like, damn, he's got a fucking badass car. I was like, damn. It actually made me feel real good.
Yeah, well, I was impressed because not only did you just get somebody into Mopars, they didn't drag like some $1,500 Mopar home. Like this guy went all out. He's like, he went into Mopars. So I was like, wow. So I was like, dude, that's pretty awesome.
This is my buddy from down under. This is Dodgy Ross. He says, "G'day, Chris. Hope you're well, mate." So Dodgy Ross is I won't give him all the credit, but he talked shit to me in this email one time. Again, he said he's sick of hearing me on the podcast talking about what I want to do and what I'm gonna do because I never actually do shit with my projects. And I was like, and I had been feeling that way for a while. I was like, fuck, the podcast is kind of picking up steam and I'm putting more effort into this than any of my projects. So I felt like I was dead in the water with both of them. And he sent me that message and I was heated. I was like, this motherfucker talking all this shit. I was so pissed. And then I started thinking about it and I was like, shit, he's right. I kind of feel like I just need to start all over again. And if it wasn't for him pushing me over like I was on the ledge, he pushed me over the ledge and then I ended up with the truck that I wanted. So, I mean, and then I got this van now, but now I want a car again to add to the collection. So I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with that.
Your bot's back,
motherfucker.
Sometimes it takes a stranger to yell out the window as they're driving by, "Hey, stop being a pussy."
Really, I was being a bitch, and I was talking more than I was doing. I just got too involved. There you go, guys.
There it is.
These Why me, guys? Come on. Why me?
Oh, it's so funny.
So yeah, shout out to Joe. I can't believe I got you to get a badass charger. That's really cool. If you could write a review for Talking Mopars and say that would be great.
My problem is even the A bodies are getting priced out of. They're
nuts.
Priced out of the market.
They're not. I knew I fucked up when I put my '69 Dart shell up for sale for. I think when I had it at like 2,500 to 2,300, I started getting hits like that. Boom, boom, boom. I was like, shit, I put it up for too cheap.
Yeah.
But I was just trying to find it a good home. You know what I mean? Because I felt bad that I wasn't getting anywhere with it.
I was going to embarrass Johnny. Is Johnny still in the chat?
I'm sure he is. I'm trying to get
him off.
I was going to say, hey guys, don't forget to purchase your Johnny Mopar pajamas. He's selling pajamas now. Johnny Mopar.
What do we do? Are we in your bedroom, Ruben?
What's that?
Are we in your bedroom? What is? Oh my God!
The best place to be.
Best place to be. It's where the magic happens.
Yeah, I went to the drag races and I'm in the doghouse. I'm in the doghouse right now, so I'm in the guest bedroom tonight.
Oh.
I don't mind it though. I don't mind it. The guest bedroom's not too bad, if you know what I mean. I'm hanging out with my buddies.
I don't know if you guys can see this couch behind me back here. I've been spending a lot of time on that couch lately, and I enjoy it now.
Yeah. it's a little bit of serenity, dude. I'm not, I'm like, the guest bedroom has everything I need.
Well, that's why I was telling my wife, because we're actually while all this is going on with the car, we're moving, and our old couch, we're going to get a new one, and like the microwave, we're getting a new one. So that stuff is going to my shop, and I'm like, once it gets a little warmer outside, with a couch at the shop and a microwave, and I got a coffee maker there, there's going to be weekends where that's where I'm at. I'm going to sleep there working on that damn car.
Yep.
I got to get that thing done.
Brian, I'm rooting for you, dude. I really want to see that all come to fruition. That's going to be huge, dude.
Yep.
The more I think about it and actually prioritize the stuff in my head and put it into a timeline, I really don't think. I mean, I know I'm going to run into snags, and there's going to be times where I'm going to run, feel like I'm going backwards. But I think I'll get it. I don't think it's going to be that hard. It'd be real nice if I was rich and just had a big pile of parts there. I'd have the thing done in a couple of weeks. But
Hey, don't. I mean, I'm all for doing it yourself, but if it was me, I would probably reach out to a couple companies and say, hey, this is what I'm trying to do, and I'm gonna do it with or without your help. But if you were to help me, and people are gonna see this shit, you know what I mean?
I've actually got viewers that are doing that.
That's awesome. I
got a guy. He's got a. I don't know if he's in here. I'm horrible with names. But he lives about 3 hours away from me, and he's got an old Duster on his property that has a bunch of parts that I could use. And he's like, hey, I want it off the property. It was here when I bought the property. If you want it, come get it. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Gosh, when I heard you call somebody out from the ground up, I was like, that's a different level of call out.
See, my first call out, and nobody has taken me up on it, but my first call out was, if anybody will do what I'm doing, start from the ground up and build a car on your YouTube channel. You can start a YouTube channel and say, hey, I'm building this car for what was the name of? See, I'm awful with names, and it's late. No Name Nationals. I'm building a car for this. You'll get the 500 subs, because I think this thing is going to really go around the automotive community in YouTube. I think there's going to be a lot of people knowing about this, and there's going to be people who will just be searching No Name Nationals. So if you have that hashtag in your video or in the title of your video is going to come up.
I've thought about it, and I was like, if I can get my channel up to 500, I was like, I think I might fly out to either Arkansas for my buddies up there, or down to Louisiana for my buddies down there, and with $1,000, just see what I can get for within $1,000. If I can get something, drive it up there. And then John made a good point. People were talking about giveaways. I was like, fuck, I'll just give it away. I'll just buy it and then give it away after the event. I might just buy a burnout machine and just do that burnout contest and just light them up and just blow that thing to smithereens. I'd be like, hey, whoever wants it, you tow it home. See you later.
Wait a minute, Jed. Why are you going to this event? Because you say Jezebel's a ground up build again. Are you going to this event?
Is Jed going? Is that a call out?
Yeah, is that a call out, Jed? Because I don't want to race you. That car's fast. I've heard that car run.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see who all is going to show up to this thing. I was telling John, we were chatting earlier, not on the show, just through messaging or whatever. I want everybody that's bringing a Mopar to that event, I want to get on this show to kind of talk about their project and hype it up, and hopefully maybe get them a couple more subscribers or whatever. But I thought that would be cool, kind of the build up to the event, just talking to everybody that's got a Mopar, just talking Mopars. So of course I'll be rooting for all the Mopars that show up. So I thought that would be fun.
Well, Jed does make a point. Your cars are never done. you know, if it's done and you're like, oh, I could do this, or oh, look, I broke this.
Brian, how far are you from Sykeston?
Oh, I'm only about 2.5 hours away.
Oh,
I'll
shit.
get to sleep in that day.
Which direction?
North of St. Louis.
You're not.
Oh, that's
far
right.
from me at all.
That's right. You're in St. Louis.
I'm 3 hours from St. Louis, north on the Iowa side.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Are you familiar with any of southern Iowa?
Not really. I don't usually head that way. See, but the thing is, like, I grew up about halfway between where I'm at now and Sykeston. I grew up down in southern Missouri, so
Okay. So
I've known that whole area.
You'd be closer to like. You said you're north of St. Louis, right?
No, I'm right. I'm right. If on a good sunny day, I'm in Illinois, but on a good sunny day, I can see the arch from my front door. I'm that close.
Okay. I say I'm only 3 hours north of St. Louis on the Iowa side.
But you know, it's like me and my wife. We like to make trips and stuff. Like we go to Mopars. We went out to Jed's house, which is 4.5 hours away, just to drop off Christmas cookies. We like doing that kind of stuff, and then we find out that this event's in Sykeston. It's like, well, hell, that ain't nothing. I'm waiting.
He picked a good spot.
I'm waiting for next year when it's somewhere where I can actually take a drive and have a vacation.
That's how I feel about duct tape. It's like in my backyard. It's in Tucson. It's 2 hours away.
Shit. That's another event I want to go to. After watching your videos, Ruben, and seeing the type of cars that go there, I'm like, those are my people. Like, I need to go there.
That's what I've said in so many of my videos. I'm like, these are my people. I finally found my people.
Yeah.
It's like gypsies on wheels. Like it had this gypsy camp vibe to it. It was just so cool. And you know, when I saw that charter, like we're driving to duct tape, right? I'm driving from Phoenix, which is 2 hours away, and I'm cruising with my buddy, and he's towing his 72. And I look, and I see this blue 70 Charger come flying by us, and they had a roll of duct tape on the dashboard. I thought it was so fucking cool. So we get to duct tape, and me and Johnny are bullshitting with them. Dude, they drove 2,200 miles in a ratty 70 Charger with duct tape, a roll of duct tape on the... Dude, that was when I saw how many people made a pilgrimage to duct tape, dude, that's an important event. You know what I'm saying? Like when people are driving from across country in the cars... Insane. Like, that's crazy, dude. Like, that's crazy.
My steering wheel should be the duct tape drags trophy, I swear.
It's all duct tape.
Not just duct tape. Not just any duct tape. Zebra print duct tape. He went the extra mile.
Nice. But yeah, I felt, same bull crap I went through today. I went through a duct tape, but I actually made it. I got to, I installed the transmission at 2 a.m. I got to duct tape at noon. I sent the car down the track, a couple hours later, and I felt like I accomplished so much until I pulled into the parking lot at duct tape. Dude, people were putting engines into cars in the parking lot. And I thought, oh, dude, like, I mean, it was just like, it humbled me. I was like, oh, dude, all I did was install a transmission. These people are building cars in the freaking parking lot for this
What's
event.
awesome about that, though, is people are still doing that. You look back at like the old NHRA days when there was like Grumpy or Landy and whatnot, and they're putting engines in back in the hotel parking lot and whatnot. I'm so pumped that people are still doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's only gonna get better too, because with this whole YouTube content creator trend, this is still young in the game. For the next 20 years, people are going to be creating more and more content. Pretty soon, was it one of you guys that was talking about the metaverse and how it would just be able to just hang out in your garage? I thought that was pretty. I don't know how crazy that's going to be, but I don't know. The whole content creation thing, I really want to see a comparison between what happened at Duct Tape, what you're talking about, and what's going to happen when you get a bunch of YouTubers together who are all creating content. You know, It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be a party for sure. That's what I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
I was actually watching a video today, and it was about I don't know if you guys probably no, I don't think any of you guys are old enough to remember Max Headroom, that guy from the '80s. He was just you got to look it up, okay? But he was supposed to be a computer generated character from the '80s. There was a bunch of stuff that he did. But the guy was talking, and he made a really good point that anybody that's 20 years old or under, the whole idea of TV is weird to them because, you know, instead of being able to pick what you watch,
Yeah.
you've got this funneled to you and this is all you got. You know, like what we grew up with was on TV. That's all you had. We didn't have, or I didn't have anywhere
You had
close
3
to it.
channels, if.
Yeah, you know, and well, even if you had cable, still you didn't get to choose.
Mhm.
Not like you can now, you know. And they actually compared that to like the aqueducts in Rome. Yeah, everybody had water, but all they had was water.
Yeah.
The
You
aqueducts
bring up a
didn't
good
funnel orange juice in everybody's house.
So Brian, my kids, I hooked up the antenna when we canceled our cable. We canceled our cable like a few months ago. So I hook up the antenna one day, right? And my Fire Stick died. And my kids are watching cartoons, and they asked me. They said, "Dad, the cartoons are off. Something else is on TV." And I walk up and I go, "Oh yeah, it's just a commercial." And they go, "What's that?" Because they live on Netflix, and then I pay the $10 a month for no commercials on YouTube.
Yep.
They didn't know that the show stops and a commercial comes on.
That is funny.
And they were freaking out. They were like, "Turn it back on." And I'm like, "No, you have to wait till all this is over."
Man.
Yeah, they were freaking out. They were like,
I think
"What?"
I was fortunate enough to be one of the last generations growing up in the 90s to be able to experience that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was trippy. It was trippy.
It's definitely a different world.
But
Oh, yeah.
you know, I was saying this to my girl the other day because all my kids were born in the smartphone era. You know, I have a 6, a 4, and a 9-month-old. You know, my grandmother can tell stories when she was a little girl. They still had the whatever lamps that you walked around with.
The oil.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
not
yeah.
everybody had
oil
electricity and shit. Well, look at she's 87 years old. Look at the world she lives in now. Look how far it's come.
Yeah, that's
So,
insane.
okay, I've got a 9-month-old daughter that's holding a smartphone. You know, she just plays with it or whatever. How far is this world going to go when she's in her 80s?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, is she going to be saying, "Oh, when I was a little girl, we didn't live in the metaverse. Like,
Yeah.
everything was real." You know, like how far is this going to come? Like in my grandmother's thing where she was holding a light candle and then she saw somebody walk on the moon. She's seen them break the sound barrier. And then she's seen these smartphones come into existence. Like, you know, like, damn, that's crazy. You know, in one lifetime, all that technology, you know, like, are these smartphones going to be like caveman shit one day?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, it's crazy how quick they get accustomed to it, because my daughter's 2.5, and if you hand her a phone with like a game or something, she immediately starts swipe. She knows exactly what to do. And my wife and I don't necessarily like give her a phone or a tablet all the time, but she's definitely exposed to it, and how quick she acclimated to it surprised the hell out of me. I was like, wow, that's scary. That's nuts.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a wild ride, man. It's gonna be a wild ride.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it just happened, but we just saw my wife in the background. She just showed me my channel just hit 300 subs. So
yeah, buddy.
Congrats.
Yeah, man. Congrats.
You're welcome, Brian. I've been talking about you for 3 hours.
I got the last one or two just from this right here. So
That's a good wife.
I want you guys both to get that. You guys more than deserve it. You guys are so gangster with those lives, dude. My hat's off to you guys. I was like, they took that thing to the next level. Now I'm like, I'm sitting here at 3 hours going, God, this is like nothing to them. It's like 20 minutes. For
Well, like, because my girl, like, she's been bringing it up. She's like, that's crazy. You're doing like 6-7 hour lives. And I explained to her, I go, the conversations are so good. Like, okay, you were doing a live with Dylan, right?
Mhm.
And say you're thinking in your head, I should probably shut this off soon. Then I popped in and you're like, oh shit, Ruben's here.
Yeah.
And then another hour goes by and then say Brian pops in. You're like, oh shit, Brian's here. How do you stop it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
That's why they go.
what
That's why they
happens.
go on
Just
so
like-
long. Is this? It turns into one big hangout.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know, and you're like, how do you turn this off? Especially when we
that's
start
the
talking
whole
about
thing. I got to figure out the editing better because we've had times where we're 3 and 4 hours in, and then like Johnny Mopar pops in, and we have this great conversation. I'm like, nobody's going to see this in the VOD. I need to figure out how to cut this out and make it its own video.
Mhm.
Just imagine if all the channels got so big that there was like a central fund where he's like, nobody's got any excuses of not going to any of these events because this entire circle of content creators, we have 3 private jets. we've got transportation.
I'm a no fly.
You get up there like Derek from Vice Grip. He can go anywhere he wants, anytime he wants, and make content wherever he wants. That's what I was saying, Chris. You ought to, if you know anybody with some property, because I know there's a lot of woods out there. You need to take your van out there and throw a bunch of leaves and shit on it, and because all these people on YouTube don't know. You can make that a Willie Run video right there.
I'll do a different.
I should drag my Roadrunner into that field I got it from and do a Will It Run video on that bitch.
I'll do something different. It'll be will I get arrested, and I'll just drive the van through school parking lots until I get pulled over. Like, what the hell, sir? What are you doing here? I'm making YouTube videos. Yeah, sure you are. Step out of the van, please.
Yeah, you driving through a school zone in a van with a camera. Yeah, that'll.
I
free
told somebody
candy
the
down
other
the
day.
side of that thing.
I told somebody the other day, I'm like, man, if you watch my YouTube channel, dude, I've been doing a 12-month Will It Run video on my Roadrunner.
I'm gonna be doing an 8-month Will It Run video on that Duster.
Yeah.
It's almost like if you started a YouTube channel from ground zero and you just did a Will It Run video, it's like, all right, that's the quickest way to get 1,000 subscribers. It's insane.
Yeah.
Well, I did that one. Like I said, I just got 300 subscribers. This was back when I had like 50 subs, and I had that green Roadrunner in the shop, and that thing had sat. The last inspection sticker on that was 1978, and it was a 71 Roadrunner. But we fired that thing up, and I had a video of that thing firing up, and that's got like 1,600 views.
Wow.
So somebody would, when I think I may have had 100 subs at that time, but that one video got 1,600 views. I wish all them sumbitches would have hit the damn subscribe button.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool you brought
That's the crazy part.
It's
Is
kind
I
of
have
cool
a
you brought the
video with
inspection sticker
100,000
up.
views, man. Oh, sorry, man. Go ahead.
No, you're good. It's kind of funny you brought the inspection sticker up. I still got the 83 inspection sticker on the top of the windshield that Dad had on.
That's what that's actually, because I was listening to Chris's stuff, and I was like, man, I got a pretty cool story, And then because I didn't want to do the phone in thing, and I'm like, you know what? He's doing lives. That's how I actually started talking to Chris. Was like, man, I got this story on this Roadrunner. You got to hear it.
It was a good one too.
Yeah. I wish that car was still around.
Yeah, stories,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Mopar stories.
Oddly enough, and I don't mention this a lot, but oddly enough, the very first video I ever put on my channel right now is sitting at 98,000 views.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah. And I didn't do it when I had a YouTube in mind of starting a YouTube channel. And I wish I would have put fucking subscribe into that bitch. I wish I would have put like hit the like button, but it's my very first video and I didn't do any of that. And I'm
Can't
like,
you
"God
can't you
damn
add that shit now though?
Oh,
Can't you add like an end card or something?
You could add it in and into it. Like
Yeah,
you could go back.
Yeah,
You can go back and edit any of your videos at any time.
yeah.
I need
I
to do
tried
that with one
to.
of mine.
I think I did put an end thing to it, but the son of a bitch is 45 minutes long. I don't think anyone makes it to the end of that thing.
Yeah. Have you seen that?
But,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say it's when I bought the Challenger and I put the Roadrunner up for sale. This guy from New York was like, "Hey, well, can you make me a video of your car, dude? So I can see it more in detail." I was like, "Sure." And I did a 40-minute video or something, man, or whatever, of walking every detail about the car. And I said, I'll make a YouTube channel of it. That way I can just give people the link that ask for more details. And I made that video and it's at 98,000 views right now.
Wow.
But never in the video do I say subscribe. Never do I say, because that wasn't the intent of the video. But
Well, it's probably because you were trying to sell the car, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. People, that if you got a car for sale and do a video up on it, people look that stuff up.
Yeah.
This makes me legitimately want to actually do it now.
Start a YouTube channel?
Yeah, do it.
Oh, I've got it, but I don't even do anything on it. I just watch. All I do is I just watch YouTube all the time. I never
Start making videos, dude.
That's all it takes is you just got to do it. Believe me, like I said, I've been friends with Jed longer than I've had my channel, and he bugged me forever to start. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to someday. I got to get this and this and this. He's like, no, just do it. But yeah, not just me shouting out my friend, but have you seen that video of Jed's with that Fury?
No.
That's one that, oh my God, it took off. I think it's up to like 90,000 now, and he did it like 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
And
that's pretty
known?
Big numbers quick.
Yeah. But, it's like, well, he's got a bigger channel, but still. Yeah, I know it took me long enough. But no, he's got a bigger channel, but still, I mean, that and it's a really cool car. I'm not sure what year it is, but I mean, it's a Christine car. And, who would have thought that something that old would bring that many views? But you never know what people want to watch.
Maybe 57, 58.
Somewhere around there. He'll probably put it in here.
I'm still surprised that the videos that I have that have the ones that have reached the most people are ones that I would never have expected.
Those are the ones you sit down and you go, oh, dude, you're just so proud of the edits. You love the video. You think it's going to be great. Those are the ones that flop. And then the ones where I'm like, oh, I got to put a video out this week to keep the algorithm happy. Here you go. And I just throw it out there. Those are the ones that do good.
Yeah, there it says 58 Fury dual quad with AC.
That's badass.
Yeah,
I just would have never thought that people were into that kind of car,
Oh,
is that what color is that Plymouth?
They only made those cars in one color.
Just
you gotta watch the video. He says a lot about it. I learned a lot about those cars.
There was one I seen on YouTube. I don't remember what year it was, but it was like a creamy white color, a pearl white color with the gold trim.
Only color they made.
That it's the one doing the burnout on.
Oh, I don't know if it was the one doing the burnout, but like the 50, I'm pretty sure the 58 Plymouth Fury, the only color they made was like an off-white.
Yep. There's this one. It's just doing a wicked. It sounds awesome.
He's so smart.
Yeah, I'll have to check that. I didn't know that they only made him in one color.
Yeah, that's like the Christine, the car being red. That car never existed.
Okay, because I always thought like that. I've never seen one except for when they claim a Christine tribute or something. That's interesting. That's cool. I need to get somebody on the show that that's one aspect of Mopars I haven't really dug into yet, and I don't know a lot about them. And that's like the perfect time to get an expert on to ask them a bunch of questions like that and learn all those crazy facts. Jed, Did want to ask what your dad's plans are for that van. Curious. Oh, is it Belvedere? Okay, see, now we're learning stuff. I never read the book.
What are books?
I think the last book I read was Boxcar Children, and I was in what? Middle school? Elementary school?
Come on, dude.
Here, he can hop on in my spot so I can take care of this cat and go to bed.
Right on, dude.
Well, it's only 2:40. I'll see you guys later.
That's you started kind of late. This is the time when it really starts getting weird on our lives.
I'll see you guys
later, Dylan. Thanks for sharing your stories, buddy. You're welcome back anytime.
If you're a car enthusiast like me, then you'd probably enjoy the same books that I do. I love to gain more knowledge about Mopars and cars in general, and that's where my friends at CarTech Books come in. Since 1993, CarTech has become one of the leading publishers of automotive titles for hardcore enthusiasts, with a plethora of titles available in their catalog. They have titles for everyone, whether you're into restorations, high-performance builds, or automotive history. CarTech has it all. They are a company run by enthusiasts for enthusiasts. Some of the titles I have in my own library are Chrysler's Motown Missile, Mopar's secret engineering program at the dawn of Pro Stock, new Hemi engines 2003 to present, how to rebuild, muscle car special editions, Chrysler TorqueFly A904 and A727 transmissions, how to rebuild. And look, folks, they have much more than that, and so do I. In my library, I also have books on how to vinyl wrap, modifying XJ Jeep Cherokees for back when I had one of those, and modifying the new Wranglers and Gladiators, and many more. So whether you're looking to expand your knowledge or just want something cooler to put on your coffee table, CarTech has the books for you. Visit cartechbooks.com and find some awesome books to add to your collection today. There you have it, my friends. Another episode of Talking Mopars is in the books. For everything you need to know about this show, you know where to go, talkingmopars.com. And you can reach me by emailing Chris at talkingmopars.com or by leaving me a voicemail on my voicemail box at 209-28-MOPAR. And you just might get to hear yourself on this show. So keep sharing those Mopar stories with me and anything else that is on your Mopar addicted mind. Thank you to my friends over at cartechbooks.com, and also don't forget how important it is to keep your Mopar protected from the elements. If you do need protection like a car cover, don't wait. Head on over to talkingmopars.com, click on the affiliates tab, and go get your Mopar covered today. Before we shut this podcast episode down, if you want some Talking Mopars merchandise like t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, and cool swag like that, check out the merch shop on talkingmopars.com. And for exclusive bonus episodes and videos only for my supporters, become a Facebook supporter today and get immediate access to those benefits. There's 12 bonus podcasts and 12 bonus videos waiting for you right now, with more on the way for January. That's it, my friends. Until we talk again, I am your host, Chris Albrecht, and that was Talking Mopars Live.
Thank you for listening to Talking Mopars, your direct connection to all things Mopar. Until next time, remember, no Mopar left behind.